4 slots available, and they get 5 minutes each, and then 5 minutes of Q&A time. We've got 3 amazing judges here tonight. We're missing one. Oh, there he is. Head judge, Dallas Brooks, Dollars with Sense. Josh Hyland from Austrade, and Anouk Pinchetti from Blockchain Centre. Notice I said that.
The purple shirt boots.
Oh, I know, got to be purple. So, yeah, we've got music here. Random. Obviously nothing is financial advice. We're not telling to invest in any of our wonderful 4 pitches. And later on we've got OKX speaking, so please stick around for drinks and nibbles as well. John, is that before or after?
After this, 7 till 7:30.
7 till 7:30, we have some drinks as well, and food. We may photograph and video this event, so if you don't want to be in any videos, hide them back, yeah? And just a bit about the Blockchain Centre for the newbies. I love it when you wear a Blockchain Centre t-shirt, thank you. Good advertising. We do education, co-working and community here. We offer workshops. So, yeah, tonight we've got our pitch night, sponsored by OKX. Thank you to our sponsors. Where are they?
Over there.
Hey! Thanks for the drinks, the T-shirts. All good. And on the 5th of July, I've got investing in cryptocurrency. If anyone's new to cryptocurrency world, Anouk will be running through what you should or shouldn't do to safely invest in this space. And then we've got fundraising through ICOs with Susan Dart, our other education consultant, teaching everyone what you should or shouldn't do when you're trying to raise money through an ICO, which might be very relevant to this audience. What else have we got? Oh, we've got our developers course starting on the 14th of July, also run by Anouk. And we will be running a incubator, hopefully in September, run by John. So if you want to bring your business into the incubator, please let us know. We're just working through our funding options. We're looking for a whale to invest in our incubator, if anyone knows anyone. Yeah, just him. So we've got hot desks here during the day. We put all this back, put it to desks, and we have lovely co-workers here who network and get introductions to each other and to the industry. So we're really lucky to have a great co-working. It's only $250 a month. Cheap as, so join the co-working. And obviously we advertise an event via Meetup, which is how you all found us. And we have an annual membership of $50 per year, gives you free events and access to various things, and you get $50 off your first workshop with Susan or Anouk. So if you want to help us keep the doors open, please open your wallets. $50 a year is not much. And we are a not-for-profit, so we want to thank our partners, Blockchain Global, Digital X and IBM, and all of our industry partners as well. And we are very social. Please follow us on our social channels. So, tonight's sponsor is OKX. Where are you guys? Does someone want to come up and say hi before we move into our pitch night?
Okay, hello everyone. I'm Elliot from OKX. Just a quick sponsor word before we start. We're very excited to be here. This is our first event here in Australia. So we're excited to see what the pitches have to offer today. Just a quick shameless plug. We are OKX, a digital asset exchange, #1 by trading volume globally. And after this, we have another event with Decentraland and Ubik Chain of Things speaking. So stay for that. We'll have food and drinks afterwards and some great token airdrops. So yeah, we invite everyone to stay afterwards. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Elliot.
Okay, we're going to welcome our first speaker, which is Scott from Rocket.io. Welcome, Scott.
Thank you.
I'll time you 5 minutes and I'll let you know 1 minute before it ends. Please address our judges. Okay.
Before we start, do you want to say the prizes that they're going to win tonight?
Oh, thank you. Where would I be without John? So the prizes are a 1 month free co-working at the space, and a session with Dallas on Dollars with Cents, which airs on Channel 31. And also you get to win a Mr. Bitcoin, which is a very highly sought after toy. So good luck.
Cool. Thank you. This is going to be a bit awkward. Okay. This doesn't work right. Oh, it does. Great. All right. Thank you everyone for coming along tonight. My name's Scott. I'm founder of Rocket. And Rocket is not working anymore.
Rocket's not working. Yes, we can't.
It was working. All right, cool. So Rocket's essentially creating a smart contract-powered social trading platform, enabling investors to copy professional traders in a transparent, secure, and trustless manner. When we first looked at what we were going to do, we sort of started looking at problems that investors, traditionally entry-level investors, were having, and we decided that there were a couple of key problems which they were facing, which were information overload, high fees, technical complexity, and trust and transparency. So what we are bringing is decentralization to copy trading. There are traditional copy trading sites such as eToro, other big ones like that, but I guess the key issue with those is that there's no transparency. So they advertise returns of 30% per year. There's no way to verify that. You're trusting that the performance is what they say it is, and essentially you're trusting them with your money as well. So through our marketplace, we are creating a couple of different things. So we'll have our portal, which is our, I guess, the hub for everything there. A trader, which is a decentralized exchange. A social platform where you're able to browse influencers' profiles, figure out their trading performance, see their past trading history, and then a platform for creating tokenized funds as well. So traditionally, if you're, say, a digital asset manager, you want to set up a fund, there's a lot of technical knowledge required, a lot of money to get set up. So the platform will essentially enable this through a click of a button. To give a bit of an example about what it is, or how it would work, so we've got Bob and Dimitri here. Bob is essentially looking around the platform, identifies Dimitri as one of his favorite traders. He checks the performance on the blockchain, checks the history, sees that he's got a pretty good return. So they stake their Rocket tokens into the platform, which gives them access to the platform and anything going on within it. And then he can transfer his Ethereum or various other currencies into the contract. And then his trades automatically copy Dimitri. So Dimitri will use the platform to trade, and then all of Bob's assets will essentially follow his trades. Then when Bob has decided he's had enough, he will exit the investment. Dimitri will get a share of his investment, and then everyone's happy. So as I mentioned, the Rocket token will be used to enable access to the platform, receive market signals, carry out all the copy trading strategies. We'll also have extra sort of AI trading signals and various other, basically as much as we can to provide a smooth, insightful experience for both traders and investors. Our roadmap, so we are looking to complete the base portal, well, it's almost this quarter now, quarter 3. And then we are planning a token sale in late Q3, early Q4. Following that, we are going to be introducing the decentralized platform closer to Q4, social platform, AI platform, and then full decentralization heading close to the end of Q3 2019. And I guess the reason I've chosen, or we've sort of put together this way of doing things rather than going full decentralization, is to get a product to market quickly, something that works well and provides a really good user experience. So I guess when we look at some of the decentralized applications out there at the moment, they can be slow, clunky, hard to navigate. And for me, that's my priority, is providing a really, really smooth user experience throughout the whole journey. So as technologies evolve, we'll be integrating the latest things that we can find, essentially. So cool. whether that's off-chain transactions, whether it's various other platforms which provide this smooth experience, that's going to be one of the key things that we focus on. So at the moment, we are a bit of a global team. We're based, headquartered in Melbourne. So we've got a lot of experience throughout various different organisations, large and small. I've worked for massive companies, tiny companies. Pretty much everyone here has the same sort of experience. So here we go. So thank you all for listening. And if you have any questions, jump onto any of our sites or contact me after. Great. Thank you.
Thanks, Scott.
Hi, everyone. My name's Brad. I'm an advisor for Review Network. So I'm going to run you guys through the basic idea of what we are doing. And then any more sort of technical questions I'll answer. Otherwise, we have the white paper on the website. And we're also always happy to set up meetings with the developers, the founders, or anyone on the team. So what is Review Network? Well, there's two parts to the platform. We have the market research component, and we have the online review side of things. So I'll go through each one and explain what they do. So we'll start with online reviews. Who here actually uses online reviews to influence their purchasing decision, be it products, services? Quite a few? Great. The other question I have is, who here has actually purchased a product or service because of the positive reviews and found that they didn't actually live up to the reviews that you read? Right, a few of you. Cool. So there are a few reasons why that is. One of the most common reasons is that the reviews are very generalized. So what's good for me may not necessarily be good for you. An example I've been using is around food. So I've traveled a bit. I've gone across to Barcelona. I wanted local food, brought up the reviews, and fallen into a tourist trap. So it quickly became apparent that I was reading reviews from other tourists. And they're not the reviews I want to be seeing. I want to be seeing reviews from locals who know the food. So with Review Network, what we are doing is we are having users provide quality reviews. And before they go live, what we're doing is having the community validate them. So when I say validate, obviously there is no surefire way for us to say, right, this review is 100% accurate. But what we're doing is we're removing the reviews that don't actually provide value to the community. What I mean by that is if you go to a restaurant, 1 star, submit, that's not a quality review. That's not what we're after. What we're after is 1 star, why is it 1 star? Tell us. Was the food no good? Was the service no good? Once a user posts a review, they'll need to stake some tokens against that review. So it's a way to incentivize users to actually do the right thing. Once that happens, the review then gets sent to a random segment of the community who will then validate the review. It's basically thumbs up or thumbs down. Is this a valid review? Is it not? If it gets enough thumbs up, the review will then go live, and the person who posted the review will actually receive tokens in return. So what we're doing is we're incentivizing them to leave quality reviews on the platform. The other great side to it as well is the community who actually validated the reviews, they too will receive tokens for spending time helping to improve the network. So that's the online review side. Now, from the user perspective, so you and I are using the reviews to actually gauge where we want to eat or what product we want to buy. What we're doing is we're allowing you to actually build your own profile. So do you prefer the quality of food over the price of food? Are you a mum with 3 kids? Are you a single businessman traveling the world? Whatever the case may be, set up your profile and then you will see reviews from other people that are similar to yourself. So that way you're eliminating a lot of that noise. On the market research side, so the problem with the market research side at the moment is that it's quite expensive. Small to mid-sized companies, they tend to not do a lot of market research, and if they do, it's purchased email lists, which for those of you who don't know, aren't very valuable unless you get extremely targeted ones. or they just generally survey their existing customer base, which again, not that useful if you're looking to expand and figure out what you need to do to get a larger share of the market. So what we've done here, we've set the platform up in a way that a company would create an account, they would set up their market research survey. We will have templates. We will also have people that they can talk to help them set these campaigns up. Once they've done that, they'll choose the demographic of users that they actually want to target, and then the platform will come back with a price in our native token. They would then need to purchase that token from us or from the exchange. It's up to them. Obviously, our aim is to get them to purchase it from us. And then once they have those tokens, they get locked up into a smart contract. 30 seconds, cool. They get locked up into a smart contract, and then they get distributed directly to the user that participates in the survey. So we've removed ourselves. We take a small fee at the initial purchase stage, and part of that fee goes back into the pool, which actually helps pay the people leaving online reviews. So we're constantly keeping that pool topped up. So I'm going to speed through this a little bit. So why blockchain? I mean, I imagine most of you guys can already figure that out. But for those of you that are new, it's putting it out there in the open. It can't be tampered with. We can't delete reviews. If somebody came to us right now and said, yo, 1 out of 5 stars, can you help us bump that a little bit for a fee? The answer is no. Even if we wanted to, we can't do it. And that's something that's missing from the industry at the moment. So milestones, we'll quickly speed through it. Basically, Q4 of 2017, we raised just over $1 million US. That's allowed us to begin developing the prototype and attend trade shows. Since then, we have taken in more funding, another 300 Ethereum so far, and we have more people going through the KYC at the moment. So just quickly, Q4 of this year is when we'll have the beta up and running, and we are on track for that right now. Little bit of an idea about the token sale itself, 5 billion tokens, the split's there. So 24% will be held for the rewards pool, which is the pool that we will constantly top up through the fees, and that's the pool that the online reviewers get paid from. 54% to the community, that's what's being sold during the ICO phase, and we're pegging it at 1 cent to the euro. So I'm going to talk euros just because that's what is consistent across the website and white paper. And the token sale itself, we're currently in stage 2. So 50% bonus for anyone putting in during this stage. And after this stage, if all goes well, we would have hit our soft cap of 3 million euros. We are already halfway there. Once we hit that, it's green lights and we will get this platform up and running. Anything additional to that, up until the hard cap of 22.5 million euros, obviously is going to help us expand faster, bring in more team members, get the marketing campaigns up and running, and help close some of these partnerships that we are in talks with at the moment. That's it. Thanks.
Any questions?
Use a mic? Yes. Yes, for the recording? Cool. I will use a mic. Hi guys, my name's Adrian. I'm the marketing strategist at Watermelon Block. I'm really excited to be here. This is my debut at the Blockchain Centre, so thank you all for having me. I didn't know this was a 5-minute quick pitch, so I'm going to really rush through my presentation. I'll try to get you as much as possible. I want to go through a few observations of the crypto industry at the moment, because it's something that I think isn't touched on when people think about developing a product. The first one is that finding and comparing unbiased, easy to understand and actionable information on cryptocurrencies and ICOs is time-consuming. There is a plethora of information out there, and by the time you get the right amount of information, analyze it, you've already lost the value in the time spent doing so. And I think we can all agree, anyone here that trades, that is an issue that they've found. The second one is that cryptocurrencies and blockchain markets are highly influenced by online opinions in forms of news, social media, blogs, and microsites. There are influencers in this industry, Facebook influencers, YouTube influencers, Reddit, Steemit, Twitter, so many different ways to obtain information that being able to choose which information is important is becoming a struggle for those that trade, novice and experienced users. And the third observation is that markets are highly influenced by that sentiment, but investors cannot really measure the credibility and influence of those opinions. So the combination of those three observations is kind of what led to Watermelon Block. But why is this a problem? This is Richard Thaler's quote. And for those of you that know him, he's a Nobel Prize laureate in economics. Fantastic book, Nudge. I suggest anyone read it. And he talks about economics in this way. In order to do good economics, and obviously he wasn't much of an English teacher, to do good economics, you have to keep in mind that people are human. And that last bit is the part that counts. People are human. If we were robots or computers or artificial intelligence, we would use strictly technical analysis to get our information, and we would never make a bad trade. Wouldn't make sense. It's humans. It is the fact that sentiments, it is the fact that we have preconceptions and ideas about an industry, that we hear information from friends or peers or online through influences, that we add to the technical analysis that we know, and that's how we make decisions. We are irrational beings. If we were rational, we would never make an incorrect trade. Or at least that is the theory. So this is where Watermelon Block comes in. Watermelon Block tells you how the market thinks and feels. Watermelon Block tells you how the market thinks and feels. We know that in highly speculative markets, such as the crypto realm, voices and opinions drive behavior and decision making. Watermelon Block uses its algorithms and its engine to allow for losing my train of thought here. Uses its algorithms to allow you to have detailed insights and technical analysis and sentiment analysis at the press of a button. And we do this using IBM Watson, who powers our engine and our proprietary algorithms. And this is the way we're rolling it out to the public. This is our sentiment analyzer. So using IBM Watson, and this is a working product. We actually go into beta tomorrow, assuming the development team hands it off to our marketing team to get it into the hands of our beta testers. This is a sentiment analyzer that allows you to look at the price of the top 500 ranked ICOs and cryptocurrencies and attaches a melon score to the end of it. So here in the example, the market sentiment for the market cap is plus 75 melons or melon scores, and you can look at that for an index of all your different cryptocurrencies. Because we know that people make irrational decisions, you have to look at technical analysis in the combination to sentiment analysis. And we're going to use this engine in a way that can be used for not just crypto investors, but what we call Watermelon Seed, Watermelon Seed, which is our engine that powers white label analytical tools. So moving away from the crypto realm, we'll be able to use our engine to give any industry insights into how the sentiment feels about their specific product. And here's an example of it using music. And another fantastic example would be supermarkets. In Australia, duopoly, Coles and Woolworths, if we were able to tell a supermarket how do people feel about their bread, their home brand bread, we could say that their market felt happy or joyful or sad about a specific product, and then they could tailor their marketing strategy to sell more of that product. And that was our video, but I won't show you that because I don't think we have time. Probably wrapping up in a minute. Thank you. That's Watermelon Block.
Thank you, Watermelon Block. Any questions? Susan, always the first.
Hi, Susan.
Hi. I assume that you use Watson in the sentiment analyzer to scan social media sites for information?
No, we don't use it to scan the social media sites. We use the social media APIs, so Facebook, Reddit, Steemit, Twitter, and then Watermelon Block uses its natural language, IBM Watson uses its natural language processing, filters through our algorithm, and spits out the score. So it's not actually scanning it, we're inputting it, we're taking it from the social media APIs, and it's processing it using its artificial intelligence.
All right, I'll leave it there then.
Anyone else? Yes?
Sorry, just quickly on this one. So are you going to be plugged in, or is this system going to be plugged into all the community like Telegram for every project, or just publicly available channels? So
we're releasing an app. And the app will rank the top 500 cryptocurrencies and ICOs at any given time. We then pull that data and process it, and it'll just constantly update.
Thank you. So, but my question, sorry, I was a bit clumsy in the way I asked it. The sources of that data, right? Is it only purely public source of data, so plugged into APIs in Twitter, in Facebook, etc., or would you plug into the project's community?
Telegrams and so forth.
Telegram,
at the moment, it's just fantastic.
Well, it's a completely different source of data, and I think the sentiment would perhaps be very different than.
It definitely would be, but the sentiment within a channel would be very specific to that channel itself. We're looking at big data here, and it's sentiment across an entire industry. Those that don't have the inside information because they're not part of the channel. Big voices and those that are weighted voices. YouTube influencer with 10,000 10,000 followers is going to have much more of an impact than a small community Telegram.
Although who may be incentivized
based on those.
In a dodgy way from the team.
Yes.
I just think I would challenge you to just look at that. As
It's a fantastic point, and I will pass it on to the team.
That's the community, right?
Definitely, I will pass it on to the team. It's a fantastic channel to be able to draw information out of. It's something we'll look at in the future.
Any questions from the judges? Yes.
Just to make sure I get it, so there's no blockchain involved?
No, we operate on the NAM blockchain. I just like to speak about the product. Sorry, I'll get out of the light there. I like to speak about the product itself because I think it's the most important part of our tool. We are running an ICO concurrently on the NEM blockchain, raising funds to help us with our analytical tools. And the future development is to get a trading bot, a very simple trading bot that would use the predictive potential of sentiment analysis in conjunction with technical analysis.
So 10 more minutes and then we're off for drinks. Ready?
Hi, I'm Ben Flavel. I'm one of the co-founders of Fair Access. So, before the internet, when you really wanted something, you used to line up for it, often for an extended period of time. And that was your demonstration of commitment to that item that you really wanted. However, the internet came around and access is often granted to the luckiest at a single point in time, so we spend time differently online. Fair Access is changing the current process by rewarding the most passionate and committed fans of that item in high demand. The process at the top is the current way things are done. Nobody knows where they are in line. Access is granted to the luckiest or the person with the highest bandwidth. And this can also overload servers at point of purchase. So Fair Access is essentially queuing theory online. Queuing theory describes what makes it fair to line up in a physical queue. The two main constructs are time and transparency. So the longer I spend in line, the more I deserve it, and I can see how long the line is, so I can determine whether it's worth my time. Fair Access just turns the length of time into moments in time. So it holds your place in line, but it requires you to come back once a day and check in at a time of your choosing, and that's your demonstration of commitment. And the more accurately you check in, the further ahead you are in the line. And it's built on a public blockchain, so it's completely transparent. And you can register for the queue at any time, so no longer server overloads. And we can also collect data and get people to promote things during these check-ins, and we can reward the users for that data. Our target markets, we're targeting ICO whitelist management to begin with. Event ticketing is an obvious one, and one in which we've already done a proof of concept in. Money can't buy experiences. The potential markets for Fair Access are endless, really. It's anywhere where demand outstrips supply. So I'll talk about the initial coin offering market, which is a relatively new one, and one in which governments are still trying to get their head around regulations. Blockchain companies are still trying to work out the best way to run their ICO. ICOs were supposed to be a crowd-funded way of generating funding on a really good idea from a lot of investors. The investors just want to invest $500 or $1,000 or whatever. But as the ICO market has been going off and people have been getting huge returns, large investors have been coming into the market and buying up most of the tokens in the pre-sale. So it becomes impossible to access the public, for the public to access these ICOs. So at Fair Access, we put control back in the hands of the user, alleviating their frustrations that can occur with gas wars, token sell-offs, because why wouldn't a large investor want to sell their tokens as soon as they're able to, considering they bought them at a discounted price, and just a general lack of transparency and not having control over the process. So I mentioned data before. It's our aim to identify the magic formula for an ICO. So algorithms will be created to determine what would make a fan invest more or complete more check-ins or promote the ICO to more people. And we'll be building a huge database during this process, so we can offer that to ICOs as well, tapping into potential investors right off the bat. And we can send these through push notifications through our app and based on the user's preferences that we've already collected. So just to summarise the benefits to ICOs, it incentivises the most passionate fans. It offers complete transparency. It gives control back to the fans. It reduces the marketing costs for the ICO, and it also offers the ICO data analysis and a pool of potential investors. It eliminates gas wars and increases investor retention. We own a patent on this process, the process of gathering people into an online queue and then prioritising those people based on a predetermined activity. With fair access, it's the check-in, but it could be any predetermined activity. It's granted in Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, and currently pending in the US. This is our team. We cover all bases, and we have a huge list of advisors as well. Jamie Skeller, I think a lot of you in the room would know Jamie Skeller or heard of Jamie Skeller. He's on public record as saying that he would have used fair access when it was around, when he took Horizon State to ICO. And that's it from me.
Well done, Ben.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, any questions? Oh.
How are you combating scalpers in this model? Because I could sit there all day and just buy every ticket.
Yeah. Well, I mean, blockchain ticketing companies are popping up all over the world to stop that problem because the real way that scalpers get their tickets is through bots, right? And so with the check-in process, it's a very human experience, right? So you can't have a bot because bot can't know what questions they're going to be asked, and etc. And also being on a blockchain, you can also put limits on what the ticket can be resold for and everything like that. So that's what the ticketing companies that are building on the blockchain are currently doing. We're hoping to partner with those companies and with other ticketing companies, but that's kind of further down the line for us. We're targeting the ICO market to begin with, but yeah.
Right, yeah. So ICOs with all the regulation, I think today news came out. SEC is targeting 130 ICOs. Even the regulation in Australia, ASIC and the regulators are also focused on those ICOs, particularly with the preferential treatment or the sliding scale of token prices. Yeah. How long do you think the market for you guys for targeting ICOs as a kind of revenue stream will last? I mean, do you think because you've got those two planning horizons, the short-term ICOs and the long-term traditional ticketing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
well, I think at the end of the day, an ICO wants their tokens in the hands of thousands of their most passionate fans because they're the most likely to hold their tokens. You can use fair access early on in the ICO process and reward your early adopters and get them to promote the ICO and also reward them with guaranteed access to the ICO and also for the fact that they've promoted your ICO. So I think fair access will be relevant even when the regulations come in because yeah.
So you're betting on the ICO model continuing. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
By the time, if anything does happen, then you move over. So the reason I'm asking is I'm trying to understand the longevity of your operation of revenue streams.
Yeah.
And so that by that time, if it happens, then you move into your more sustainable revenue, which is traditional ticket, which I think your presentation's good, and I think you've got an addressable market there. So
yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah. We'll be opening up, many more markets over the coming years. Yeah.
Makes sense. All right. Thank you.
Any questions from the judges?
Thank you.
Okay, hi everyone, welcome to CBN. My name is Cameron. Today we're having an amazing night at the Blockchain Centre in Melbourne, and I'm here with lots of people and a special gentleman with me today. Hey, what's your name?
Russell.
Russell, thanks for being on the show.
Pleasure.
Now,
what would you like of me?
So I think it's great. I mean, a lot of people here. What makes you come to this place?
Oh, look, it's just a mecca for all things blockchain and for new ideas and for investors and companies alike to share their views and their products. It's very interesting. I enjoy it.
And to me and the next generation, they all will become involved in the blockchain industry in digital money. For you, is it too late?
No, I don't think it's too late for anybody. From my experience, the so-called experts out there don't really know a whole lot more than you and I do. It's new to everybody, basically. There are a very few developers that really understand it, but apart from that, we're all learning together. So, yeah, I think it has a long way to go.
And I think it's the start of the beginning in this industry. And, you know, to me, 15 years ago, I always think about digital money. When is it going to happen? And that was 15 years ago, and here we are now, right? When did you first heard about Bitcoin?
When it was $2. And unfortunately, no, I didn't buy any.
Oh my God!
Because which is stupid. Because when you started thinking about digital money, I thought about it basically what PayPal came to do. I thought about it a long time before. So, yeah, well, I mean, we were slow to act, but it's not too late to act. I mean, ICOs are still attracting a lot of investment, and for the most part, that's with some pretty ordinary ideas, in my opinion. I think Fair Access is one of the better ones, and I wish you good luck with it.
Yeah. Hi, guys at Fair Access. We are going to speak to them later on. It's going to speak to the founder and his team, Ben. I think there's something that is unique in every blockchain right now, because it's starting off and everyone is pitching for something that's exciting. A great idea can make it happen, and it's going to happen for everyone. Especially, it's happening right here in Melbourne. Why you think? How did you hear about the Blockchain Centre here in Melbourne?
Well, I actually heard about it from a guy whom I've never seen here. He hasn't come himself. But when I started to get interested in buying some Bitcoin, some altcoins, he recommended this place. So I rocked on in here and been coming ever since. That was about August, September last year. So I think I've been here every week bar one, and unfortunately next week I have to skip because I'll be in Brisbane. But yeah, it's great to have it on our doorstep. We're very fortunate. They brought a lot of very interesting people in here, some interesting ideas, and for it to be so close here in South Bank is just great. So
thanks so much. We have people here tonight, young and old, and all sorts of people, right? Different kind, male, female. I think there's more female here, about the same, I think.
Even numbers, I think, yeah.
So before we go, right, the next 2 years, imagine the next 2 years, next 5 years, what's going to happen in this industry? You have any, maybe you can see a bit of it?
Well, I think there's going to be a lot of changes in society in the next couple of years. In the traditional banking system, I think it's inevitable that it's going to fail, and hopefully digital money will be there with a solution, and hopefully it won't fall into the hands of a few. I think the only thing negative about the industry that I see at the moment is that sort of greed tends to overrule judgment a little bit, and I think if people look to a longer term game of freeing each other, freeing the people of the world, then blockchain and digital money has a huge way to go.
So in that case, how important is education and information is in this sort of industry to get people out there?
It's very important. It's very important, but you need to be educating yourself, because like even with the school, you can't rely on the quality of information you're taught. It's taught to you by people that don't necessarily want you to be terribly well educated. So it's up to individuals to educate themselves. We have to come here and learn from likes of yourself and just evaluate what's going on around us and see where we think we can invest or where we cannot. And teach yourself.
In this market, right, we know that we are next door to Asia, right? So for you, where do you think the first true cryptocurrency is going to come from, in terms of government legalization and infrastructure? Asia, Europe, America, and so on. Where do you think it's going to happen?
I'm an absolute libertarian, so I'd like to see government totally uninvolved in this endeavour, and that's possible if the community stick together and don't succumb to the greed. I mean, it's what attracted me to it in the first place, was the fact that I could see a real alternative to traditional markets, and that was sabotaged a bit to an extent because people just went for the greed rather than looking to actually invest in a reliable currency that offered something. And hopefully that'll moderate and change. I mean, they've got a few fingers burned, so we need to sit back and take a look at it and learn our lessons and say, well, if we can't regulate ourselves, the government's going to do it for us. And I don't think many of us want that.
All right, thanks so much for sharing your amazing journey and in this industry. I think it's going to change a lot of people that are viewing on CBN Live right now. It's going to be opportunity for everyone to get involved, and it's all about taking ownership and cutting out the middleman and also decentralization. Thanks so much.
Exactly. Good luck.
Thank you. Okay, so come over here, guys. We're going to speak to a couple more people. Let's have a couple up here. How you going? Hi, can we get you for a minute? All right. Sorry. Okay, so welcome back. So we're going live on CBN Live on our Facebook page.
Good day, everyone.
Hello.
Good. Hello. Good.
Now we've got a chance to speak to one of the founder who got an amazing journey in terms of cryptocurrency, and we're going to find out a bit more about his blockchain organization, how he got started. So what's your name again, and what is your blockchain name?
So my name's Adrian, and I'm with Watermelon Block. We're not a blockchain, but we operate on the NEM blockchain. So we're a data analytics company that does sentiment analysis to give cryptocurrency traders an edge on the market.
Now, this is something that's new. That's something that's a lot of people out there in the market that are reaching out for. In terms of market, which market are you reaching out for at the moment? Is it local or is it overseas or online?
Yeah, so it's definitely the international market, really the fintech space in a whole. So novice and experienced users, but our first application, we're really aiming towards the novice user and having them bridge the gap so anyone can trade in the crypto sphere.
In terms of the different market, and also in terms of the name is so unique and so special, right? Tell me about that. How did you come about the name, you guys?
Yeah, so Watermelon Block, it's just kind of a fun name. We're trying to remove the stigma behind blockchain and cryptocurrencies and make it engaging for everyone. So Watermelon Block, it's sweet and delicious, and who doesn't love watermelon?
All right, so I'm sure there's some watermelon behind us right there, so I'm sure I'll let you enjoy it, and we'll come back and speak to you again. Thanks so much for sharing the amazing blockchain journey.
Fantastic, thanks so much, mate.
There's drinks, pizzas at the back,
so
some more snacks, some more beers, some more wine.
Speak to some more guys coming up. So
please go have some.
Everyone is having a nice snack food right now, but we're going to speak to some more people here. Okay, so we're going to speak to the guys here. Jason.
Hey,
how you going,
man? Good to see you all.
Good to see you guys. So we're going live. You want to come on for a quick minute? Okay, so we're going to speak to a nice gentleman. His name is Jason. He's actually one of the directors in blockchain. Hi, Jason. Welcome back.
Good to have you back since the Bitcoin and blockchain fair in Melbourne Convention Centre.
Fantastic. Now we're going live on CBN Live right now. So what's been happening since we last spoke?
NEM is growing. We now have 80 members across Australia and New Zealand. We just had one company raise $1 million Australian dollars on the NEM blockchain. It's called rocketshoes.io. You can find them out at rocketshoes.io. And I'll be flying off to Malaysia next week, Hong Kong and New Zealand to help build the NEM ecosystem.
Yeah. Take CBN Live with you guys, right?
Yeah, if you'd like to come along, we'll be more than happy. Yeah.
So in terms of selecting, right? How does that process work in terms of selecting? You or partnership with some of the key blockchain that startup.
Yep. So we select companies that are already understanding what blockchain is, and they want to build on a blockchain, but they're choosing which blockchain protocol to work on. That's the key.
So what are the top five? Who are the top five blockchain protocols to work on right now?
So obviously the NEM blockchain will be one of them. You want to look at those that are working. So Ethereum obviously is a one to consider. There are some that haven't yet. They are in the works of being developed, and some have proven. Neo, Cardano, EOS are some in the top 20, and this is some you should look at. There's a NEM company that recently pitched called Watermelon Block as well. You'd like to interview them?
That's right, yeah, that's right. Yeah, we just interviewed Adrian already. So welcome, Adrian. Welcome back. So yeah, we talk about Watermelon Block already, and it's just an amazing area to be into. But I think we're going to see a bit more about you. We keep in contact and we go on live with him as well. So Jason, I'll let you. How was the pitch today? So we'll let you go. Thanks so much, Jason.
Okay, good.
All right. So how was the pitch today?
It was an interesting one. I didn't know it was a 5-minute cap on the pitch. So it was a 15-minute presentation condensed into 5 minutes. A little bit tongue-tied there at a point, but it's always fun getting up in front of everyone and talking about the product.
Okay, I always like the visualization and the sound and the video and the promo. Tell me how do we find that video? Because we didn't see that.
We didn't see the video.
Where do we get it?
So if you head to watermelonblock.io. You can have a look at all of our information. Of course, we've got a Telegram group. Jump online and just search for Watermelon Block. We're pretty easily found, all one word. And definitely come and join our community.
All right, thanks so much for that, Adrian.
So much,
catch up soon. Okay, so we're going to come over here and we're going to speak to one of the guys that did some pitch on this one. So guys, come over here. Hi, Kara. Stay here. So we're gonna speak to you for a minute. We're going live on CBN now. So we are speaking to
Scott from Rockets.
Oh, really? Okay, so come across a bit. Okay, so this is Kara, guys. Kara's from CBN Live as well. So we've got a team here that going live on cryptocurrency industry. We are the most famous live streaming on social media right now. So I just come across this way. So now the name is so unique and so special, right? How do you spell it?
ROCKT, Rockets.
Okay. How did you come with that name or your team?
It was a bit of a play on cryptocurrency people, community in terms of rocket going to the moon. And we wanted something short, catchy, sharp, so we thought Rocket was a great name.
Okay, so now going to the blockchain area and then how it got started, right? When did you come across Bitcoin?
Around 2014 was when I first got involved in Bitcoin. I guess like a lot of people, I was looking at it on and off, doing various things, and then I really got serious about it sort of last year, and I've worked for Ethlend, which is a peer-to-peer decentralized lending platform, and then I decided to go out on my own really, and saw a bit of a gap in the market, so decided to pursue that.
Now you got a lot of key and experienced board members in your organization in Rockets. So how did they come about?
Through various contacts, through people I've either worked with previously or people who have, I guess, an interest in the space. So I've really just, reached out to people who I thought would be a good fit. I guess I'm trying to focus a lot on the making a long-term platform that works really, really well. And I guess for that, people are really key to deliver that. So.
Okay, so thanks for sharing. Now, going back to the Rocket platform, to share with our viewers, how does that work? And in terms of, is it an exchange or is it exchange between crypto or fiat to crypto and so on?
Yeah, it's a bit of a mix really. So I guess I call it a copy trading or social trading platform really. So in that it's quite a bold vision, I guess. So there's social media aspects to it. There's an exchange, decentralized exchange. There's centralized exchange aspects. So it's quite a big vision overall. But I think at this stage, anyway, social trading is probably the biggest, the best way to describe it. And in terms of access into it, as I mentioned, I want user experience to be a key focus. So, fiat into the platform, crypto into the platform will all be priorities.
So you're using your own blockchain or?
Initially based on Ethereum and potentially looking into other options as well, including off-chain scaling solutions and sidechains and various other technical solutions to, I guess, providing the best user experience possible.
And in terms of users and investors, what sort of user and investor are you looking for at the moment you want to share with our viewers?
Yeah. So I guess the initial target market is probably people who are relatively new to crypto or just don't have a lot of time to really research a whole lot of new ICOs, lots of different coins, different currencies. And in terms of, I guess, investors at the moment, we're currently going through a private sale. So there we're really looking for people who can add value to the team in terms of advisory or contacts. We've got quite a few contacts between the team ourselves, but any way which we can expand that is really, really good. Yeah, and I guess investors-wise in terms of the ICO, etc., really people who are just looking for an easy way to manage their crypto investments, really.
So I'm an ex-banker and I work in bank for over 10 years, but now I'm a crypto and forex trader on my own. So, and I'm also sitting on an advisory board with Desto in Asia. Are you looking at expanding to Asia later on?
Absolutely. So it's global from the start.
Yeah, we might have a chat after this live. All right. So now, the next 2 years, where do you see the rockets going to be going?
In the next 2 years, look, I mean, I've got a bold vision, so let's hope the rocket goes to the moon.
And beyond.
Yes, exactly. No, look, I'm really excited about the opportunities that are, I guess, presented by the market and the platform. We've had really positive feedback so far, so I'm really excited to see where it will go. But you know, there are so many. I guess even just talking to people around here, there are so many different opportunities for what we can get into, and crypto is really just a start. There are, you know, it's a multi-billion, trillion-dollar industry in terms of asset management, ETFs, funds, traders, everything. So huge opportunities.
Okay, so I think will you be listed in the coin market cap?
Let's go top 10.
Okay, that's what I want to hear. Okay, so keep an eye on Rocket and make sure you keep in touch. How do they get in contact with you guys?
You can head on over to rocket.io. We've also got a Telegram chats, Twitter account, Facebook. You can find us all there.
All right, thanks so much for being on the show today.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. Enjoy. All right, guys, follow me. We're going to speak to some more blockchain starters and how they got involved in this industry. Let's come this way. Okay, so now tonight was very crowded night. Heaps of people everywhere. I'm just going to keep an eye on. I think. Huh? Okay, have a look at the pizza sky. This is. Hang on. Okay, this is the. All right, the pizza's gone. All right, as you can see, it's gone. There's some chips left, and sauce, tacos, and beers. I'm not going to touch it right now. Okay. So now I'm going to speak to right now. So I'm going to speak to the founder here. He's going to be back shortly after he had the time. So hi, how are you going, Ben?
Good, Cam.
Yeah, look, guess what I'm wearing?
Fair access.
Yes. So that's right. So welcome to the program. Now, tonight's speech was amazing. A lot of people were astonished, and I spoke to one of the gentlemen. I won't mention his name, but he likes you guys the most. So why is it important that fair access has got a lot of people's attention?
I think just because it puts fairness back into the process, right? So it rewards the most passionate and committed fans, and it gives them access to the thing that they really want. And you know, before the internet, you know, we used to line up for things, you know, and the internet stopped all that. And so, you know, people get very frustrated by it. They don't like getting put in lotteries and whatever. And so this gives them some control over the process.
So I'll talk about control and talk about you know, moving forward. Since we last spoke last week at the blockchain, the Bitcoin and blockchain fair, what has been happening since then up to now?
Well, we've been working on our white paper. We've been following up with a lot of the investor connections that we met at the B&B fair. Some of them are really promising, because we're just really focused on getting some private funding at this stage, and you know, to fund our ICO process. Yeah.
That's a good start. So a lot of people want to know also about fair access, and they want to understand from yourself and the team, how did you come about with the name?
Well, we just kind of fair access, you know, like it was just a no-brainer. But I mean, we have gone by previous names, names previously. I mean, we did build this on a .NET platform. It was just a really working prototype, and we were called EQ at that stage. When we went to the US, we were called Check-in Line. Oh yeah. But we thought, okay, well, let's have a rebrand and let's call it Fair Access.
Now, I think you're going to create a big community of fair access followers when they see you on CBN Live. What do you say to people out there that are lining up day and night to get this one ticket and about coming over to fair access?
Well, you don't need to line up in the real world, but so. If people are lining up in the real world, we actually think that's good. I mean, 9 Inch Nails recently announced that they were only issuing physical paper tickets, right? And so you had to line up for things because they were fed up with the current way of doing things where scalpers and bots get online and whatever. So we actually think that's good, but it's not convenient, right? So I might have the time to camp out for 4 days, but you might not, and it's not really fair that you don't get access to that ticket.
I think fair access is it because it builds a community where it's not just for one particular market where people are lining up. It's actually for everybody, and because the time is in only 24 hours a day, a lot of people don't have time to do this, and they have other things to do. So, and now online platform is growing so fast in terms of blockchain, in terms of cryptocurrency. A lot of people knows about it, and they want to know more about fair access, where it's going. I think this is where we can actually learn more about how you guys are progressing down the future. So before we go, what do you see fair access going in the next year or two? Where is it going to be?
Well, by mid next year, hopefully we'll release our platform, and we're doing a lot of ICOs. That's our first target market is ICOs, and we got a really good response from the B&B fair. In fact, a couple of people came to us and said, "Can I use this to run my ICO?" And I said, "It's actually not ready yet. That's why we're going to ICO, so we can raise the funds to develop it." Hopefully by the middle of next year, we've got a platform out in the market, and we're running ICOs.
Wow, this is exciting. It's going to be massive, guys. Keep an eye on Ben and his team, Fair Access. So ICO, what sort of ICO are you looking for at first? Or is it anyone that's just come in, or is it some sort of industry that's actually needed most? What sort of community are you wanting?
Yeah, well, we only really want to do really innovative ICOs, right? So so we'll have our own vetting process with this. We don't want any ICO just using our platform. They have to be a really innovative company, and have a really good team behind them. We'll have our own vetting process. Yeah.
Wow, this is exciting. I think they're onto something here. I think you guys should keep an eye on Fair Access, because we've got to keep an eye on Fair Access as well. So we're going to get some more updates from Ben and his team, and also find out a bit more of where they're going from now on. So thanks so much for being on the show today, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Catch up with you next time.
Thanks, Cam.
Thanks very much, mate. Well done. Okay, so we're going to speak to some more before we go. Maybe one more over here. There's a nice lady here that actually come over from the city. So we're going to speak to her 1 minute. So here we go. Excuse me. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Welcome to CBN Live. We're going live on Facebook on our page. So thanks for being on the show. I'm Cameron.
Cameron, nice to meet you. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Mandy. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So, how did you find out about the Blockchain Centre? You work here, or?
Through a colleague. My friend introduced me.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
I'm actually a tourist, so from Auckland. Yep. So this size is much bigger than those in Auckland.
Okay, how big is it?
Usually they have the monthly meetups. So yeah, and now this one is a slightly bigger, and the frequency is higher. Yeah.
What do you think of having Blockchain Centre like this to share to the world?
Sorry. What?
How important is having a blockchain center for everyone to use?
I think it's like a hub to the investors and for the startup companies, so they can communicate and then they can do the trading. So yeah, it's like a home to everyone. Yeah.
Would you come back again here? Would you bring your friend to this place again?
Yeah, probably. So because you guys got frequent meetups, and yeah, we will show up.
And did you have some free food?
Yeah, very nice stream.
Okay, so thanks so much for being on the show live stream today. I think your friend just walk off and get some food. I think she's going to come back later, but look, thanks so much for being on the show. Enjoy your night. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so now we're going to go and say goodbye. So as you can see, there are people area tonight at the Blockchain Centre, and come down. They have it every weekday, especially midweek, Wednesday, Thursday. And if you want to follow us, just make sure you click like and share all the live stream at the moment, and we'll come back and speak to you shortly. Bye for now, guys.
I don't think everybody voted there.
That's okay. That's okay. First of all, thank you very much for coming. Dallas Brooks is my name. I've been involved in the
blockchain global space now for a fair while. As I look through the room and I notice probably only 1 or 2 people that are in my era. So it's great to see all the young people coming through, but it's fantastic to see the elder people coming through as well. So I've got a few people to talk to. Now, could you do me a favour and put up your hand if you're a guy? Yes, can you put up your hand if you're a guy? You're not a guy, sir? It's just a question. Do you identify with being a male? There you go. Have I said that correctly for you? Okay, there's a reason for this. So if you're a guy, put up your hand, please. There's a reason for that. A male, fantastic. Please leave it up if you've got a partner. Male or female, doesn't really matter. Okay. May I ask you why your partner isn't here? Because I only see a handful of ladies here. I have 2 daughters and a son. You can put your hands... Yes, you can answer.
My wife's at Miss Universe.
She is? She'll be there. And who is she representing? Sketches, okay. Now, the reason that I say that is I've got a couple of daughters that are heavily involved in the finance industry. They're in their 20s, and because I'm their father, I've very politely encouraged them to get involved in the cryptocurrency blockchain space. They tell me every evening that women are better traders than men. And I asked them why, and they said not only are men sometimes repulsive, but they are always impulsive. So, guys, if you'd like to make lots of money, and you do have partners, ensure that your partners, your female partners, and if you've got male partners, that's fine too, you ensure that they get involved because they're going to do it with their head rather than emotions. So next time you come along, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Josh from Austrade, thank you so very much for coming along. It's great to have the Australian government sort of represented. Anouk, where's Anouk? He's in a meeting. We're more important than their meeting, surely. Now, when we look at pictures, there are certain things that we need to look at. We need to look at the presenter and how they do that, because in business we often have a situation where we've got a fantastic company and you might be smart, you might be a great manager, but you may not necessarily be the most appropriate presenter. Now, so what you'd be normally doing is you'd be looking at somebody to ensure that you've got the appropriate presenter. The viability of the product in this scenario is also very important, and of course blockchain use and how we would best use that. It's not easy in 5 minutes to pitch your company, your idea, your proposal, but what I would like to say to all the participants today, it'd be great if you learnt the rules and understood that we had 5 minutes and how it was actually going to work. Some of you did, some of you didn't. It is hard as a judge to judge people because you're involved in the industry and you're thinking, would I invest or wouldn't I invest into that ICO? At what stage is the ICO at? What is the amount of work also that you've got to go into to develop that ICO to bring it to fruition? So there's lots of things to take into consideration. With all that said, where is fair access? Give them an applause. So to fair access, congratulations.
My kids are going to love this.
Thank you. Now give us a little speech and say how marvellous we are and that we've been so polite and we've listened to you and we've been a fantastic audience.
Yeah, well, everything that he said, and I'd also like to thank Andrew, one of my co-founders, who, this wouldn't be possible without him. Yeah, thanks everybody.
Thank you. Now, just one little thing, which is a topic of interest for myself. You want me to hurry up? Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Dallas. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, judges. Thank you, Karen.
Round of applause for everybody tonight. All right, sorry to rush you. There's somebody that has to get on a plane. That's why we have to get to the next part of it. But thank you so much. Who's here to stay for the AKX meetup?